All right, we're gonna do a complete Elena guide. I'm gonna share everything I learned with this character as we've been ranking up. We're gonna go over her key anti-airs, best buttons, mix-ups, combos, and general game plan. I'm gonna share everything. Just keep in mind, I have no script for this, and we're gonna completely wing it. So be sure to check out the timestamps because this is probably gonna be really long. So let's start with the essentials. Anti-airs. So button anti-airs. Your go-to should be crouching heavy punch. This will be good mostly for beginners because obviously Elena has an uppercut, but if you're just starting out, crouching heavy punch is like a good go-to anti-air for Elena. If you're playing against players that are like neutral jumping a lot on you because they're afraid of your long-range buttons, heavy punch is also technically an anti-air. The first kick at the very top right point of it. So if someone's jumping up on you like this, or you're in the corner and they're just jumping like a maniac, you can swat them out of the air with a heavy punch. Just an easy way. And then of course you have Elena's uppercuts. All three versions of her uppercuts are really good. They just hit at various ranges. If the opponent is jumping at you from like a really close angle, you want to use the light uppercut. It's especially useful when you have someone trapped in the corner and they're trying to escape. Use the light uppercut to maintain your position so you don't, accidentally side switch. Your go-to in general would be medium uppercut for most jumps, and then if they're really far away, use your heavy uppercut, which also does the most amount of damage. And if they're neutral jumping a lot and it's going to do a big call out, heavy uppercut has the most range to hit them and do the most amount of damage. So that's it for anti-airs. Now for her best buttons, her key buttons. Let's start with medium punch. I would say overall, standing medium punch is Elena's probably her best button. And honestly, it's one of the best buttons in the game. It's really strong. So there's a lot to go over with her medium punch. So the main reason why it's so good is that it goes into her target combo, which is cancelable on the second hit, this one. Now, the first hit is not special cancelable, like you can't go drive rush from it, but you can go into super from it. And it's one hit confirmable. So when you get really good with Elena, you can like practice with the block on random. And if you see it happen to hit, you can go into her level 3, level 2, it doesn't matter. And it's really clutch because it has a unique weakness where the second hit of her medium punch will whiff on crouchers. So this button, as good as it is, it requires a lot of practice and a lot of concentration to be good with because you have to be able to confirm that second hit. So with the whole super cancel thing I just shared, it doesn't matter if they're crouching or not. Your super is going to connect, so that's fine. But one key thing to note too is that if you land a punish counter, it will force stand. So if you use this as a whiff punish, that's mainly what you're going to use it for is a whiff punish and a poke. You won't have to worry about them crouching. You'll know for sure that the second hit's going to connect when you see that punish counter words pop up on the screen. Practicing with it, like I said, the window to confirm into this second hit is really big. Once again, you have to set the block to random. Elena's a really technical character, so if you're not comfortable with using this button and hit confirmed all the time, you can use crouching medium punch instead, and I'll go over crouching medium punch shortly here. This is something you want to definitely strive for when you're learning Elena because it's such a powerful button. It starts up in 8. The range on this is absurd, and it's so powerful for poking and whip punishing. Like, see, look at Mai here. See how she's whiffing this button? I'll hit her so far away. You see how Elena kind of jumps forward with that kick? So you can whip punish stuff from super far away, like a Marisa Gladius or something, and she'll lunge forward. And then you can get full combo from this. You can either go into like a special, or you can drive rush cancel and go into a full combo from this. In general too, you just want to like walk forward and poke. Like I said, you walk forward, see if it hits, see if it doesn't hit, and then if you see it hit, you do the second hit, and you just bully with this button because you're so far away. It's really hard to punish. Like, it's only -3 on block too. See, I see it hit, cancel into dry rush cancel. It's just, once again, you have to, not only do you have to hit confirm it, you gotta see if the opponent's crouching too. So it, like I said, it requires a lot of concentration, but the payoff is definitely there if you can do it consistently. On top of that, if you drive rush in this button, it's not too bad. I see the CPU drive rush a lot in this button, the CPU on the hardest setting. And if you land the tail hit with it, you'll be +9. So you can go back into it for an easy hit confirm, or you can go into crouching medium punch. You don't want to use this often. It's just something where like you need to close the gap or someone's really far away from you and you need something to like poke them, because Elena's dry rush is not that fast, but this button goes so far. And since it's a hit confirm, it can be quite good. Just keep in mind, if you hit it too close, it's only like +7. See, it's sometimes it'll be only +8. But if you hit the tip of it, it'll be +9. So you want to kind of go for that. Yeah, that's generally it with medium punch, and I'll show you guys some combos afterwards. So another really important button for Elena would be your standing heavy kick. This is like your bully button. It's really powerful because Elena jumps in the air and she'll blow up low hits. Just keep in mind that like if you're going toe to toe and someone presses their crouching medium kick at the same time you press this button, you're probably gonna get counter hit and blown up because you're not in the air instantly. It has like a little startup to it, around like 8 frames. So you kind of want to keep your distance and then move into. You see how she lunges forward? You want to hit with the tip of it. And this is -4 on block. So it's safe if you use it at this range. If you use it point blank like this, yeah, you'll get hit by a light. It's -4. But in general, this does good chip on their drive meter. And it's really hard for the opponent to deal with because a lot of characters' really good pokes are loads. Bully with this, and of course it goes nicely with her back heavy kick. So standing heavy kick, there is no forward heavy kick, by the way. If you do standing heavy kick, she moves forward automatically. And there's back heavy kick. Back heavy kick has a crazy big hitbox, but unfortunately you don't get too much reward for landing it. Like if you get a punish counter with this thing, you get a knockdown, and then yeah, you have enough time to like roll in and start your mix-up game. But nothing too big where like I can go into my OD Rhino Horn, for example, or go into like your level 2. But it's still an essential button that I don't see too many Elena players use. It's really good against characters that have like unbelievably good buttons, you know, like Blanca or Bison, and it's defensive too, so it's relatively safe to use, where you kind of just throw it out and it just stops the opponent from pressing buttons on you mindlessly. Works really good on Cammy as well. So both her heavy kick and back heavy kick are really important. If you're trapped in the corner, sometimes it can be useful too. It's just active for a long time, and it's just got a really big hitbox in front of her. The standing heavy kick has a really big reward on counter hit and punish counter. So on counter hit, you're +4. So if they happen to walk into it, because she's moving forward, you can go into like your crouching light punch, and you get good combos from this. You can go like this, crouching light punch, standing light kick, and then go into drive rush cancel into whatever you want to do. Or if they're standing when you hit them, you can go into Rhino Horn, or just like any light combo you want to do. You'll land this a lot on counter hit because this button is really good. On punish counter, you can go directly into your level 2. You can go into sweep if you're close enough. Unfortunately, you can't go into slide. You can go into OD Rhino Horn, and you go OD Rhino Horn into level 2. All really, really good. This will carry them in the corner. Most of the time you'll be doing your OD Rhino Horn because you want to push them to the corner. Another essential button, medium kick. Medium kick. I know it doesn't look like much. It has like no range, but this is your pressure button. So this is your only plus button. It's +1 on block. You want to treat it that way, where like anytime you have to go in and you want to pressure your opponent, you got to use medium kick a lot. And it's fast. It's 6 frames. So you go like medium kick and you check them low. Like if they mash, say they mash here, you can hit them with counter hit, crouch, and light punch like this. And then you can go into like your target combo, because her medium kick target combo is really good. So you go like this and push them to the corner for pressing buttons. Or you can just go, you know, light, 2 lights into spinning scythe, or like I showed you before, standing light kick, drive rush cancel. Basically, you want to condition your opponent to respect that this is plus, right? And then once they respect it, then you can start doing things like medium kick throw, or medium kick walk in, medium kick throw, and so on, right? And tiptoe forward and keep them guessing. Or you can go medium kick, walk forward, medium kick, walk forward, medium kick, just to chip down their drive meter. It's important in the corner too. I would say this is Elena's go-to drive rush check button as well. It doesn't seem like, it seems like it's difficult to use, and it is, but the hitbox on this is really good. It's really detached, and it's out for, this is active for 4 frames, and it starts up really fast. So if someone's drive rushing at you from like medium distance, I would use medium kick to check it. It's gonna require some practice because once again the button comes out fast, but it's pretty much what I've used ranking up to check everyone's dry rush. It's consistently worked against pretty much all the common buttons that people use. So remember that too. Elena's medium kick target combo is also really important in the corner too, and it's really good for counter hits. Like in general, like I just showed you, where anytime you think your opponent's gonna get counter hit, or you confirm off a crouching light punch. Let's say like your opponent jumps over you and you know you're gonna get a counter hit, for example. Don't forget to go into your target combo, you know? Don't just go light like this, right? Like, let's say Cammy does spin knuckle on you. Don't go like light. You want to go light target combo because you're going to get a lot more damage from it. You can even go target combo into heavy rhino horn like this. So medium kick is just really important for Elena. What other buttons we can go over here? Crouching medium punch. So I was mentioning this earlier. Crouching medium punch is one of Elena's key cancelable buttons, and if you're more of a beginner Elena player, this button will be one you'll be starting off with a lot because it's straightforward. It's gonna cancel. It's gonna work even if your opponent's crouching. You don't have to worry about it, and you can use it for whiff punishing, and you can still do the regular combos with it. It also starts up on the same time as standing medium punch. Both these are the same startup time. This is 8 and this is 8, but this has a little bit more range, and it also has more reach on the second hit, so you don't necessarily have to drive rush cancel every time, whereas this, you're most of the time you have to drive rush cancel if you're gonna whip punish with this button, because you need to get closer, right? If you punish counter with it though, like I use this button for shimmy. Like, if you're gonna shimmy the opponent and they press throw, since it's gonna be a punish counter, you can go into like heavy scythe, so you can save a lot of meter and get a lot of damage that way. Because when you shimmy, like, I feel like using heavy punch, this is a little too slow. If unless you're just guessing, unless you're just walking back and pressing the button. I like to walk back and wait and see if they press throw, and if they do, then crouching medium punch is just more realistic. Or you can use standing medium punch too. Medium punch, be really careful with this button in the corner. We'll go over a corner game at the end here, but you know, just keep in mind it's slow, right? Like, don't treat it just like a crouching medium kick. It's not hitting low, you know, so you're gonna get hit a lot if you try to use this to escape because it's your cancelable button. Another good thing about crouching medium punch is a good pressure button. When you want to just like pressure your opponent and you're closer to them, you can go into her sway like this. This is really good. It does a good chunk of chip. Like, it almost takes off a full bar of their drive meter. And it's safe, right? It's -3. And if the opponent tries to do something cheeky, like, you know, drive impact this, like, put on drive impact, you can just do the follow-up and it's going to do 3 hits. So it's safe. If you do the medium one, I don't think it's fast enough. Yeah, it's not fast enough. You want to do the light. And if the opponent like tries to press a button or something, you'll counter hit them. So it's good. It gets the opponent play more passive. Unfortunately, counter hit's only +3, so you're gonna have to do the follow up roll with this. But one cool trick, in case you guys don't know, with this sway in general, is that if you press forward punch really late, like after Elena's leg hits the ground, it will only do the follow up on hit. The window on hit is bigger than on block, so you don't have to confirm this. You could just get really good at the timing and just always press forward punch late, and then it'll only come out on hit and then not on block. See, I pressed forward punch and it didn't come out. Another really important thing about a crouching medium punch, it's a true block screen if you dry rush into a medium kick. Maya will mash punch here, and if I go into dry rush medium kick, it's a true block screen. There is no gap in here whatsoever. She can't even do reversal, anything. Like, she'll mash reversal. If I go like this into this, it's true. There's no gap there. So that's really important to know as Elena. If you're like, you know, you're desperate and you need to like force a guess, go into standing medium kick so you get something, right? And you don't have to worry about an interruption in between. So yeah, both our standing medium punch and crouching medium punch are really important for different reasons, right? Like I said, crouching medium kick is better for beginners, because like I said, you don't have to worry about them crouching, you don't have to confirm anything. You just might lose a lot of meter if you're always gambling and canceling this into drive rush cancel. And as you get better, you can start using standing medium punch, where you can get better at confirming and only using dry rush if you see it hit, just to save your bar a little bit more. Elena's slide's really important too, man. Okay, so when you're playing Elena, dude, you're gonna realize real soon that a lot of people are gonna walk back on you. They're gonna be afraid of you because your buttons go so damn far, right? And you're always able to play at a very safe distance. So you're gonna have players go like this constantly. So with Elena, it's essential that you have to slide. Vega slide. But don't worry, it's -2 on block if you space it. And in fact, if they do block it, don't forget to like go for a cheeky perfect parry sometimes if they block it, because you technically still have time to perfect parry because you're only -2. Like this. Bam, like that, and then steal your turn. But yeah, so if you ever see your opponent walking back on you too much, hit them with the slide. Just make sure you space it. As for Elena's sweep, I don't use it too much, but it is a good sweep. It goes really far. Elena's buttons are so good that you don't really need the sweep for the most case, because you'll get like, you know, dry rush cancel punishes. But I would use the sweep for like characters that have really good normals that are hard to deal with, like Lily's crouching heavy punch, or Blanca's crouching medium punch, or Bison, you know, like buttons that are just really, really good. You might have to use Elena's sweep to guarantee that you get that whiff punish. So don't forget that it's in your arsenal, right? Okay, medium punch. Heavy punch. Heavy punch is more for combos. I would use it more for combos because it's really slow. It's 12 frames. Like, you can whiff punish with it, and the reward for whiff punishing it is really good. But I just feel like it's too slow. Like, it's like maybe if Zangief is like charging a slow heavy punch in your face, you know, and it's like really telegraphed, and yeah, use heavy punch. Or like I said, you're going for a shimmy and you're just guessing and pressing the button no matter what, then the reward is very high. But I generally like to use medium punch for my whip punishes, or crouching medium punch. Actually, I want to add that I'm a huge believer now of Elena's standing heavy punch. I've been using it a lot more with a lot of success now. I use it all the time. So outside of combos, you can still use this as a one-hit confirm. The timing seems a little tight, but if you practice it, it's really rewarding, because unlike the standing medium punch, which is also good, don't have to worry about the opponent crouching, which drives me crazy, right? So standing medium punch is the second hit whiffs on crouchers. The heavy punch doesn't. You don't have to worry about it. So when you land this thing, you get more damage, and you can go into all of your supers with it. Like, you can go into level 1 if you're close enough. You can go into your level 2 and level 3. Even from the juggle, you can go into level 3. And you can go into your OD Rhino Horn into the level 3 or the level 2. Can you do level 1 from this? Oh, it's close. It's close. But you can go into your level 2. And then on top of that, since it's a pretty good poke in general, like sometimes you'll get lucky, right? And you'll get that punish counter with it. Then it's even easier to confirm. And then you can land some really big combos with this thing and get a lot of damage and push them towards the corner. As you're watching my guide, I would use this heavy punch more when the opponent's in the corner as well, as a pressure button, because you'll get a big reward if you hit them too with this near the corner. I think, can you do a crouching grab here? No, you can't, but at least you'll get OD Rhino Horn, and then you can do an uppercut after, and that leads to all of her setups that I'll show you. And then once again, if you land a punish counter, you're going to get even more damage with this thing, because it'll be just like punishing a blocked uppercut. Now I'm just going through all the buttons now. Okay, so for lights, standing light kick is important because it's her furthest range light. It's 5 frames. You'll mostly be using this to escape the corner, because you need something really quick, and you need something you can cancel, dry rush cancel out of. Overhead? Yeah, overhead. So Elena's overhead. Oh, I forgot her forward heavy punch too. Oh my goodness. Okay, really important. Okay, so first off, Elena's overhead, forward medium kick. This is really good because it's hit confirmable. You just have to press standing medium kick after it hits, and it'll do the follow-up hit, and it causes a knockdown. Most of the time in Street Fighter, you don't do your overheads unless it's like to win the round, right? It's when the opponent least suspects it, or you know, you're doing it from a drive rush. But Elena can use her or overhead all the time because it's hit confirmable. The hit confirm is pretty fast though. You definitely need to practice it. But the range is so far and it's -2. It's really important to like get your opponent as scared as possible to crouch on her, right? Because so many of her target combos and stuff whiff on crouchers, you know? That it's like really important that you condition them. So, you know, throw her overhead out every now and then. Because like I said, it does cause a knockdown meterlessly. So when you get better, definitely confirm that. Now, her forward heavy punch. This button is so important too. I can't believe I forgot to mention this. This is like your main bully button, right? Look how far this thing hits. On top of that, once again, you guys are noticing a trend here. Everything is like hit confirmable. So if this hits, you just have to press standing heavy punch twice to follow up the whole thing. This does a boatload of damage, man. 2,000 damage is a lot off something meterless. And on top of that, you get the knockdown to pressure the opponent after. So you're going to be poking a lot with this. Now, depending on what rank you're in, you know, don't overdo it because people might start jumping in on you or they're going to use drive impact. So you definitely want to like see what kind of, if they're like to press a lot of buttons and then control the space and then poke with this. But this is like one of the main ways Elena opens up players is like the slide from walking back and the forward heavy punch if it happens to hit. It's really good when you have the opponent trapped in the corner too because it goes so far, right? It's right out of their crouching medium kick range. So yeah, use that in conjunction with her heavy kick. Both really good, and they chip down a lot of the drive meter. Yeah, essential button. As for Elena's crouching medium kick, it's a little iffy because it's really slow, and it's -4 on block. So that means if you use this thing close, you get punished, and you can't cancel it. You can only go into her target combo from this, but that whiffs on crouchers. So there's a lot that goes with her crouching medium kick. With all these weaknesses I just mentioned, you still need to use it to stop your opponent from walking in on you a lot. So every now and then you want to poke it, especially on characters with armor. So like Zangief and Marisa, you know, you want to bully them with crouching medium kick to just get them to respect you so they don't just do their charge gladius and heavy punch on you. And you can buffer this. Like what you can do is you can go crouching medium kick, heavy kick, just hitting the air. And if they happen to walk in, then this will land, because if they're walking in, that means they're standing, right? And you can use this in really clutch situations where like the opponent's trying to walk away from you, like trying to shimmy you, and then you do a hard read cancel. Like it's risky, but you have to use it sometimes. You can't just ignore it. For crouching medium kick. As for drive rushing into this, it's 0 on block, so you don't get any frame advantage, unfortunately. But it is a far-reaching crouching medium kick, and I still use drive rush into this. And if you land it, you are +8, so you can go into crouching medium punch into your regular, you know, B and B combos that you usually do. So when you use this combined with your overhead, right, you got a good high-low gain here. As for lights, Elena's crouching light punch is her fastest button. That's her 4-framer. The other ones are 5 frames. So this is your get off me move, and this is where most of your bread and butter combos are going to start, from this crouching light punch. You'll be drive rush canceling into it, and you'll be using a lot of this into Scythe when we go over the combos. I'll briefly go over air normal stuff. So her cross-ups are jumping medium kick to cross up. That's usually your go-to, but she has a target combo as well, jumping light punch to medium kick. I don't know if it hits as wide. I don't think it does. Like it'll whiff a little bit more than jumping medium kick. I think it does. Hold on, I can find out. Yeah, the jumping medium kick hits a little wider, but the jumping light punch has a better reward. And yeah, if they're crouching, you won't get the target combo either, because obviously you need to hit it up higher. So on block, if you hit the jumping medium kick high up, you're +5, and if you hit it deep, you're +8. But if you do the target combo, you're always +8. So that could be useful, and it could throw the opponent's timing off as well. Like you can go like backdash, shimmy, if they press throw after it. Like that, you know, you're +13, so you can blow them up. You can even go heavy punch. But I honestly don't use the target combo too much, but you can mix it in. It can make an easy confirm. Like on hit, let me see what it is on hit. It's +12 on hit, so that's pretty good. Like you can go crouching heavy punch from this, which is not bad. And like I said, same thing, like medium kick, you just have to hit a little deeper. Most of the time you're gonna hit it higher up, you know? So it's worth knowing. her air target combo, medium punch, heavy punch. This target combo, this is really good when you have your opponent trapped in the corner, or if they're doing something like really telegraphed, like a, I don't know, like a bison head stomp or something. The important thing to know about this is you can delay each hit. So you can go, instead of going medium punch, heavy punch right away, go medium punch, wait a little bit, and then press heavy punch. And that helps you hit the ground while they're still up in the air, and you can juggle better. Like you can go like Rhino Horn into uppercut rather than just doing uppercut. And it'll give you more time to think. So yeah, don't forget you can delay the buttons in the air. And don't forget the difference between Elena's jumping heavy punch and heavy kick. This has like some serious range. It does 2 hits for 800, but if you only hit with the bottom part, the hammer part, it only does 400. So this is more like if you're neutral jumping, some people will walk into this and not respect the range. It's quite good, but for the most part, you're using jumping heavy punch because it, you know, does 1 solid hit and the range. It's just a slight difference between the 2 buttons. All right, let's go over Elena's mix-ups now. And I'll go over them first before the combos that I use, because a lot of this stuff is going to go into these mix-ups. So most of Elena's mix-ups revolve around her Link song, her spin. But she's got some pretty powerful overhead mix-ups that I'll show as well. So let me try to explain how her spin mix-ups work. Most of the time, you want to go into her double spin, because that's where you're going to get strong pressure because she's plus on block on the overhead and on the light kick versions. To get that double spin, most of the time you'll be doing it from her spinning scythe, because when you press forward punch from her spinning scythe, it counts as a double roll and you'll automatically get her enhanced version into everything. The first thing you need to know as Elena is that if you do spinning scythe and the opponent blocks it, she has no mix-up. There is nothing she does is real from this. So there's nothing you can do. Like if the opponent mashes here on this, they will check you and you have no options to stop them at all. No hard reads or anything. So when you're doing mix-ups with Elena, you strictly want to do it on hit. You can knowledge check people, like, you know, if you're in the lower ranks and they're not paying attention, you can get away with like doing a roll into a throw. But just understand that this is not real. Like using normals into the normal row, you have a higher chance of getting away with if they're not paying attention. But don't do the spinning scythe, they have so much time to know. Okay, so on hit is where all the mix-ups begin. Getting into spinning scythe is really easy because you can do it even from lights. And it doesn't matter if you do the light spinning scythe, the medium spinning scythe, or the heavy. The frame advantage is exactly the same. So all these mix-ups I'm going to show you are going to work on everything. So let's start with the first one. You can go, and I think did I mention that spinning scythe hits on crouchers too? So don't worry, it hits on crouchers. Okay, so the first thing is if the opponent mashes a button. So we go light spinning scythe, and they mash a button here. If you do the forward light kick ender, it's gonna blow them up. It will frame trap them. And then from here, you can get OD Rhino Horn. So you can go like this. They mash buttons, OD Rhino Horn. Really good. And then from there you can do like a level 2 if you want more damage. Make them really pay for mashing a button there. Or you can go like directly into your level 3 if you have the meter. It's cancelable into our level 3. And if they don't mash buttons, so they don't press anything and they block after first hit, then you're +1. So it means you get another guess from here. So the first thing you can do is you can just throw them if they don't press anything. But they might mash a button here because they're +1. So if they're +1, then you gotta press a button too. So let me show that. So they press the button, they stop you from throwing. So I try to press throw, I'll get counter hit because I'm only +1. So what you can do is you can press the button yourself. Crouching light punch will beat them, and then you can go into another spinning scythe if you want. You go like this, 1, 2. You can go into the target combo with medium kick like this, and make them pay. So that's good to condition to stop pressing buttons. If you want to get greedy and be even more plus, you can do forward heavy kick instead. So same situation. But they're going to be afraid to mash buttons because you show them they can't mash buttons. So then you can go for the overhead, like this. And then you get an even bigger reward because 1, it's an overhead, and 2, you're +3. So now they can't even mash your throw anymore. So that's really nice. And if you land the overhead hit, you're plus enough as well to get a combo. So show that. You're +4. So then you can go into it again. I guess you're only getting 2 hits, so... You know, like, crouch and light punch twice. You know, don't go crazy with the mix-ups. Like, don't just keep doing it over and over again. I mean, if you want to troll, but, you know, eventually, let the scythe rock, you know? And then drive rush in. Like, you know, cash on your damage, because you are sacrificing a little bit of damage here to do it. Other options to beat here is if the opponent tries to walk back on you. So, this scenario here. I get them to block the follow-up hit, this forward light kick. They block, I try to throw them, see how they walk out of my range. If I try to hit them low, this whiffs. Crouching light kick, crouching light punch. So you're gonna have to take a leap of faith here if somebody walks back on you and you got a micro walk forward. So you just walk forward a tiny bit and then go crouching light kick, crouching light punch. So you can do something like this. And then you catch them. I had to walk forward just a little bit more there. It takes some practice, but it's really important to know this to make sure you're stopping all your opponent's reactions. And a lot of players will naturally walk back in general when they don't know what's going on, right? When Elena is spinning in their front of their face. You could go for a crouching medium kick as well after. So something a little easier if you don't want to like do the walk forward thing. You can go crouching medium kick and that'll combo into crouching light punch. So like this. The only downside to this is if they block your crouching medium kick, then you're -4, then you're gonna get punished. So it's quite the gamble. And then you can go into crouching medium kick target combo if you want to, but once again, if they're crouching, it's gonna whiff. So you have to be careful of that as well. In the corner, it's a lot stronger because the opponent can't walk back on you anymore. So that it's a lot easier to catch them. Because if they're walking back, like you're trying to chase them. Some characters will be able to like walk out your throw range, right? And then you're dead. So in the corner, it's a lot stronger where you can just throw them. So when you're doing this mix up with the spinning scythe, some players are going to want to mash in between, right? Like what if they do DI, for example? You see, drive impact beats you. And if you do the overhead, it beats it as well. So in order to bait this, when you roll, you just hold block. You go like this. And then you see it, and then you press DI back. And then you get a fat punish for it. If they do reversal, it's the same exact thing. Just block. If you do the follow-up, you'll get hit. Like this. Reversal will be both the overhead and the forward light kick. So you have to block to bait it. And then on top of that, like I said, if they don't do anything, you don't have to do the forward light kick follow-up. Like if they're blocking like this, you can just roll and throw. You know, you'll hit a lot of players with this. They're scared, or you can just pressure them, you know? When you roll, you are minus, so if they mash, they're gonna hit you. But like I said, as long as you condition them with the forward light kick follow-up to not press buttons there's a lot you have to work with, right? You can do this, then go for low again, or you can go for throw or shimmy, roll, shimmy, you know. Use your imagination, but I just wanted to show you guys all the different options for beating all your opponent's responses. So that is the general options from her spinning scythe. So the other thing about Elena's mix-ups is using these spins as a meaty when your opponent is getting up. So knocking them down and then manually doing the double spin and setting it up. So there's a lot of ways, and some are better than others, and I will show you the ones that I prefer to use. Let's start with like the standard one that a lot of people use. So when you land this bread and butter where you go crouching heavy punch into heavy spinning scythe, most people will go into Rhino Horn like this. This is like Elena's standard B&B. And you can get the double roll and hit them. So if you end this combo, the heavy spinning scythe, into the light Rhino Horn, mid-screen, you notice how you're just a little too far? Like this kick, you're only hitting with the second hit of the kick. But it will blow them up for pressing a button on wake up. Like, I'll show you what it looks like. Like, you will hit them, and then you get like the same combo enders that I just showed you guys. So you can go OD Rhino Horn if they're close enough. The downside of this is if the opponent rolls backwards, you're just kind of too far. But if they're closer to the corner, this will hit no problem. So I'll show you like mid-screen. I don't personally use this one, but I'm going to show you guys anyways, just so I can kind of explain the pros and cons of all of this. Now, if I do the medium Rhino Horn, I'm a little closer. So if I go something like this, then I go into medium Rhino Horn. I'm closer, but now the wake up button trades with me. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you'll see I'm actually plus 10 because I hit him with a stronger button. So since you're plus 10, you can trade combo in the crouching medium punch. So let me show you what that looks like. Trade, and then you go crouching medium punch into medium spinning scythe, and then you get a really big reward and you'll push them all the way to the corner. So if you want to confirm a trade combo, you can go for it. You do a bunch of stuff from this. Really stop the opponent from wanting to press. And like I said, if they play more defensively and they block this, then the reward is good. So this is the light Rhino Horn. You see, you're too far on +1, right? Like, this is one of the reasons I don't like using it too much. And medium. See, this is a little closer. You could make something work here. Ideally, you want to do this more in the corner. Like, in the corner, this makes much more sense. You can do the medium Rhino Horn and do the trade combo like I showed you. Or the light, and you're close to one both ways. But this has one really big flaw, and that is reversals. So this is not fast enough to block the reversal. No matter what, let's say like even if they're close to the corner, I won't have enough time to roll twice and block if I think they're going to do wake up reversal. So I'll show you. Medium Rhino Horn, roll twice, try to block, I get hit. And with the light version, roll twice, see, I can't block it. So I think that's like a serious flaw. If the opponent knows that, I mean, you don't have much of a mix there. What you can do is, if you're closer to the corner, you can do a single like heavy roll to try to trick them and hope they're not paying attention that you're not double rolling. So I'll show you what that looks like. Do one heavy roll like that. Like, that would work. That's like an alternative. But you can see there's some holes here, and that's why I don't particularly use this. I'll show you some better ones. So a better follow-up I like to use is comboing into the Rhino Horn raw without juggling into it. So instead of doing heavy spinning scythe into Rhino Horn, I go straight into Rhino Horn. So I go crouching heavy punch, heavy Rhino Horn. And this leaves me more plus 39. The other one, I'll show you the heavy scythe. Into medium Rhino Horn. I'm plus 37 there. See, I got a few more frames. So when you do it this way, now you'll be closer and more convincing, and you'll be able to bait the reversal. So you go like this. Roll, roll, and then now you can block it. And you're giving up a little bit of damage, but you still get a decent amount of corner carry. But at least you don't have to worry about this whole scenario, right? And then, like I said, if they happen to block, then you're close enough where you can threaten the throw and all the stuff I showed you before. And on top of that, if they mash, crouching light punch on wake up, then this will blow them up, and then you can do all the combos we went before as well. And once again, if your opponent is playing really passive because they're scared, you can do double roll into nothing and throw them, double roll into shimmy, or you can go for the overhead, the big overhead, right, which gives you a big reward on block and on hit where you can combo after. There's a lot of like conditioning you need to do with Elena's mix-ups, but since you're saving so much meter, it doesn't cost any bar to do this mix-up, saves you a lot of drive meter. And then of course, if the opponent is already in the corner, then these become stronger because now your opponent can't walk back after blocking the forward light kick like I mentioned before. So in general, pay attention to when you're trying to find setups with Elena. Look for the frame advantage you need to get that double roll off. You're trying to aim for like plus 39. and you want to be relatively close to the opponent. Okay, now for the corner, there's a lot here you have to work with because Elena's corner mix-up game is a lot stronger because now you can start doing her overhead and getting meaty overheads with her. They're really, really good. So there's two magic numbers you need to pay attention to, plus 36 and plus 37. All of her combos in the corner is going to be one of those numbers, but most of the time it's going to be plus 36. So I'll show you the standard one. So the standard one is any kind of combo into heavy spinning side. So you go like any kind of drive rush and you go crouching heavy punch, heavy spinning side, then you go light rhino horn into light uppercut, and you'll see it's plus 36 on the screen. So what you want to do here is when the opponent gets knocked down, you want to immediately do a crouching light kick into an overhead. It's auto timed for you, so you don't have to wait or eyeball it. So I'll just show you what it looks like. Bam, bam, like that. And you'll see I'm +4. So I get a crouching light punch naturally, and then you can go into like a spinning scythe, for example. So I'll just show you like a typical scenario. You would land this. And you can go into a spinning scythe, and then from that spinning scythe, you can like, you know, go into the mix-ups I showed you. Everyone gets hit by this. Yeah, it's a really strong mix-up because like Elena is not, you know, using drive rush or anything like that. There's no tell, right? Except for the whiff, and I'll show you alternatives with it too. So it's really good, and it's safe on block too, because her overhead is already safe on block. Bam, bam. Yeah, it's 0 on block. That's really good. It's crouching light kick into forward medium kick. So if the opponent like sees you do your crouching light kick and they're always like blocking up, I'll show you the alternatives you can do too. So to hit low, instead of pressing crouching light kick to overhead, you press crouching light kick chained in the crouching light punch and then crouching medium kick. So look like this. 1, 2, bam, like that. Once again, it's auto timed. Bam, like that. Now you'll see I'm -2 on block there. So it's safe, which is great. Let me show you what it looks like on hit. On hit, it's +6. So if they block up, then you get a medium kick from this, which is great, because then you go into another mix-up from there. So you can do something like this. And then you get another mix-up, which is cool. And then you can mix it up by doing like, you can do like this, and then you can shimmy, right? Or you can just throw them and keep them guessing. It's really hard to react to. Now let me show you the +37 situation. The +37 situation, you're mostly going to see it when you land this target combo. So let's say like the opponent does like a drive reversal. You block like a drive reversal. That's most of the time you'll see this target combo. Or when you like, you walk in and you land a counter hit, crouch and light punch, and you go into target combo like this. You'll get this situation where you'll knock them up really high in the air. And you'll get this double light uppercut combo. And you'll see when they get up, you're +37. So when they're +37, instead of doing crouch and light kick to overhead, you do standing light punch to overhead. So let me show you what that looks like. Oh, another thing is like if you're pressuring with medium kick, and like remember I showed you before, you get that counter hit. So they press a button, you're +1, and then you get into the target combo. Just a really common scenario, landing this in the corner. So yeah, anyways, I'll show you the light punch version. Light uppercut, light uppercut. You want to do this fast without any pauses. Like it's all auto time. Yeah, see it's +4 on hit. If you see it, do the combo, like don't press anything and see if you're +36 or 37 to know if you're timing the combo right. There will be times when I'm doing this combo, like in ranked, and I will realize I did the second uppercut a little too slow, a little too low, and then I'll know it's +36 and I'll improvise on the spot and do crouch and light kick instead. When you play Elena enough, you'll get a feel for like if you timed it right or not. But anyways, yeah, let me show you the whole thing. There, see the whole thing landed? And then you can go into the other mix-up. And then you can go into this mix-up. Right? And then all these kind of tie in together what I showed you. Now, on the +37 situation, instead of doing, for the low hit, instead of going crouch and light kick, crouch and light punch chain, you want to go crouch and light kick ×2 chain. So you go 1, 2 like this. 2 crouch and light kicks instead. and you'll get the same timing. So I'll show you for the low. I know it's a lot to take in. There you go, see? There's a lot of numbers I'm throwing around, but eventually you'll remember these and you'll start to, like I said, improvise and then change between the crouch and light kick and standing light punch. There are a lot of situations. So once again, remember the magical numbers is plus 36 and 37. For the overhead, plus 36 is crouching light kick to overhead. And the low is crouching light kick chained into crouching light punch, crouching medium kick. And then for plus 37, it's standing light punch to overhead and crouching light kick times 2 into crouching medium kick for the low. And like check all your combos and you'll see which ones are, most of them are 36. So like I'll show you another example. Like if I do a target combo and I don't want to spend the meter and I just go, you know, light rhino horn into light uppercut, that's plus 36. So I know to get the overhead, I do crouching light kick. So you crouching light kick like this, see it combos. And I know I can do crouching light kick, crouching light punch for the low. So I go like this. And I do this into the double overhead. I know this is plus 37, so I go standing light punch. And so on. Another example, like I go punish counter, I do this combo, and then I land the uppercut in the corner. What is it? It's plus 37. Okay, so I know I gotta do standing light punch. Right, so I'll show an example of that. And then it lands. I had the punish counter on. But like you get the idea, because otherwise I'd show you guys like, you know, 30 different examples. So any, like I said, any kind of combo in the corner is gonna be one of those 2 numbers most of the time. And once again, don't forget to like mix up. You don't always have to go for the low or the overhead. Sometimes, you know, you can go like this and then go for the shimmy, go for the throw, just to keep your opponent guessing, make it really hard for them to react to this, you know? So there's just one more set of mix-ups that I want to shoehorn into this guide that I think would be really helpful, and that is meaty setups with Elena's mallet smash. So that's her forward heavy kick after a single roll. This is really, really nice. Been having success with this too, and there's some pretty good options from it. The only problem is that you gotta be really plus, like plus 39, and you gotta be close to your opponent. So you don't have too many ways to get into this, but the easiest way is after Elena's sway, her quarter circle back punch. So it doesn't matter what strength you land, they're all plus 39, the light, medium, and heavy versions. So any way you can land in this, either you bait somebody's normal and hit them with this, or you do a crouching medium punch that will combo naturally into our light sway. It would be the best way to set this up. So after you land the sway, you do quarter circle forward light punch into forward heavy kick immediately, and it's auto time. So let me show you what it looks like. So something like this, and bam, and look, I'm plus 4 on hit. So it's a meaty, it's an overhead, and you're naturally plus 4, and you didn't even need counter hit, so you can combo naturally after this. You're close enough to do crouching light punch. So I'll show you what that looks like. See, and then you go into the scythe. And then from there, you can do more mix-ups if you want to go really crazy, or you can just, you know, let it rock. You can go into the scythe, and then you can go into this, and then, you know, more stuff for Elena. And this will work really well in the corner too, because your opponent will have nowhere to run, and then of course her corner combos are a lot more damaging. One more way, like you can land this way, I guess I should explain this too, is that when you're trying to steal your turn on a block string, for example. So let's say your opponent like tries to take their turn after a set of lights, like 3 lights like this. You see how Mai presses crouching light punch, because she knows it's her turn. So you can go into a light sway, and that's like one way you can land this to blow the opponent up. So you saw when the opponent blocks this, since it's a meaty, you're -1 now. This was always safe on block, but being -1 is just a little, you know, cherry on the top to make it a little safer than -3. So that's nice as well. Depending on what the opponent presses, you might have to do like a medium sway or a heavy sway if they press a stronger button after you take your turn. But I'm just trying to give you some ideas on how to learn sway, drive rush into sway. I like to do a lot too. Or you can go sway into another sway like DJ styles if you want as well. But yeah, I guess for starting off, just crouching medium punch into light sway would be the most common option. So if you land a counter hit with this, if you recognize that, you can get even more damage because it'll be +6, and then you can go into your target combo from this. So that'd be a really huge reward if you can confirm that. And then punish counter, I'd probably still do the target combo, medium kick, heavy kick afterwards. Now, if your opponent blocks this thing, there are some options. They get used to always blocking up, right? So one thing you can do is you can do a roll and then go low instead, but you're gonna have to sneak in a heavy roll. But that's okay, because if your opponent wakes up and presses a button, since it's a meaty still, let me show an example of that. Let's say, so I'm just gonna do the light roll, the first one I showed you. So you see it hits the opponent +6, then you can do target combo. So show that. Bam, bam. Now I'm gonna do it with heavy roll. Oops. So now I'm going to do it with heavy roll. And you see it still hits the meaty. You're only +4 though, so you have to do crouching light punch. But at least there's a way to get closer to the opponent and still have that option to do the overhead. So the reason you want to do this is so if your opponent, you can catch them low, right? So there's an actual mix here. So you do a heavy roll and then you hit them low. You go crouching light kick, crouching light punch. And that's why I said you have to be close, because you have to be able to threaten those lows. Otherwise, you know, your opponent sees you roll, they'll just naturally block up every single time, right? So it won't be much of a mix-up then. So you got some options here. That's really, really nice. So another way, or you can just go roll into throw too, by the way. So heavy roll and then throw your opponent. Or you can go crouching medium kick too. So the other way to get +39 is the main combo that I use, that I showed you guys, where I go in straight into heavy Rhino Horn. That's also +39, but unfortunately you're a little further. In this case, you don't want to be far, you want to be close. So I'll still show you what it looks like though. So let's say the opponent does wake up light punch. So I'm gonna go light roll into forward heavy kick from this. So bam, bam. And you see it hits the opponent and you're +5 there. It'll be +4 sometimes, so go like this. But you're still in crouching light punch range. So it's still gonna work. The only problem is the mix-ups afterwards. So let's say your opponent's walking back. So I'm gonna go wake up, get Mai to walk backwards here. So I go like this, and I go heavy roll. You see how like Mai's just a little too far, because I'm not as close this time. So I go heavy roll. See, she walks back a bit. I can't catch her, right? So, and another problem is, and this is kind of silly, but if your opponent knows the overhead's coming, they're naturally going to hold back and therefore walk back. It kind of like counters you, unintentionally counters your overhead. So you have to threaten the low. It's important, right? So in a desperate thing you can do here for Elena is crouching medium kick. So you can go like this. Heavy roll, crouching medium kick, and then you can catch them. But once again, the problem with this is that if they block your crouching medium kick, it's -4 on block, and then they punish you. So it's kind of, but I mean, it's another way that you can get into this. I'm not saying to do this every time. You know, if you throw it out once a match or something, it could still be really, really tricky. And then let me check if you do the heavy roll and they do wake up button here. Let's see if it still counter hits them, just to make sure. Yeah, it still counter hits them, so that's good. You can still use the heavy roll. But if you land this close to the corner, then it's still really, really strong, right? Because now there's nowhere to walk back. So if you're mid-screen into the corner, then use this. So yeah, those are the two main ways. So heavy Rhino Horn, it's not as strong, but better when you're close to the corner. And then sway in general is really good because you can catch them back walking with a crouching light punch. So yeah, overhead setup is really nice, and hopefully we find more setups for this in the future that are really reliable, that gives you options so you can throw and hit low. All right, let's talk about combos now. I'm gonna show you guys just like all the basic combos that I use most of the time in my match. And don't forget, we have a combo guide already up on our channel, but we like listed like every combo. So if you just want to know the essentials, like the ones you're gonna use on an actual match, I'll go over them and I'll show you why I use them. So starting with her lights, most of the time I like to combo into her scythe because that's when I can get her mix-ups going, which we just went over. If I let this rock, like let's say I opened them up and then I went to another spinning scythe, then I'll let it rock and then I'll just drive rush towards them. Most of the time when you're drive rushing towards somebody, I'll use medium kick as my attack, because I want it so that if they block my medium kick, I'll be very plus. I'll be +5. And this button comes out fast, so you'll blow them up if they wake up with a button, and if they happen to block, Then I'll be +5 in front of their face. And then I can force another mix-up, right? I can go for a throw. I can hit them low if they try to walk back on me. Just don't forget too, like when they block your drive rush medium kick, that you're +5. So if you do a crouch and leg kick right away, there's no mix-up there because they're stuck in block stun. So you have to kind of like let it sit for just a second, just briefly wait, really small moment, and then go crouching leg kick. So it's not a true block string like that. So you can catch them walking backwards and then you go back into the mix. When you get better with Elena, it's really important to recognize if they're standing or crouching. Because if they're crouching, obviously you can't go into Rhino Horn. But you want to go into Rhino Horn when you can because it's a better mix-up. So if you happen to hit them with lights and you see them standing, go into the light Rhino Horn because then you get the double spin mix-up. Then I'll go into something like this, right? And it's fast enough to bait their reversal if you do the double roll. So you go like this, double roll, you can block this, right? So that'll take some time to recognize. If you do happen to hit them and they're crouching, you can also go for an uppercut too, like this. When you're like, okay, I can't... You can go in the spinning side still if you want. But if you want damage, you can just do uppercuts. Yeah, like this. So you can go like crouch and light kick. Like this. Crouch and light kick, crouch and light punch, standing light kick, heavy uppercut. If you just want to get damage. Like this is good in the corner. You'll be plus enough that you can, maintaining the throw pressure. Also from lights, it's really important that you recognize when you have enough meter to drive rush cancel. Because from her lights, she can go into crouching heavy punch. Which is really important because crouching heavy punch forces stand. That means that you can guarantee to go into your heavy Rhino Horn. So you can go like this. Or all for like B and Bs that we're going to go over. You'll be doing this a lot because the mix-up you get from the lights is great. You get a lot of corner carry too, So her standard B and B combo, you can go, let's say, crouching medium punch, drive rush cancel. You go drive rush cancel into standing medium kick, crouching heavy punch like this. Into heavy spinning scythe. And then medium Rhino Horn. That's like really good damage. And corner carry. If you land like a whip punish, or you just happen to hit them with the crouching medium punch. Or same thing, like if you hit him with the double standing medium punch, same thing. Drive rush cancel, medium kick, crouching heavy punch. Heavy spinning scythe, beating Rhino Horn. Now remember, the mix-up on this isn't as strong, and you're really far from the opponent. Like you can drive rush at them after this combo, but you're really far from them. Like, I'll show you. Like, you're really far. Like, you can't threaten the throw, really, which I don't like, personally. You can dash forward drive rush, but then if you dash forward drive rush, then you're at risk of getting hit by the reversal, So, once again, I prefer going directly into heavy Rhino Horn, but it's up to you, Do what you feel. Like I said, the way I just showed you is, like, the best corner carry and best damage, right? If you don't care about having the mix-up, you can just dash. You can just dash after them and save your bar, and you're still pushing them to the corner, and just go back to neutral. But I like to keep the momentum going, so I'll go standing medium kick, crouching heavy punch into heavy Rhino Horn, and then that gets me the double roll mix-ups. So I can go like this into the double roll mix-ups and blow them up for pressing buttons, or I can go into drive rush after if I want to spend meter. I can go like this, right? And then I can threaten the medium kick, I can threaten the throw. The mix-up is just really strong. And in my opinion, it's just the best balance of corner carry and damage and mix up. There's another route you can take too that I used to use, but I don't use as much anymore. Is you can go crouching heavy punch into the heavy sway, and then do the follow up. And what this does is it gives you +39, which is really good. But it also gives you dash Oki, like meterless dash Oki. So I'll get Mai to do a wake up light punch here. So I'll go like this. Dash forward. And you can go for the throw. It's tight. You have to eyeball it, but it is possible. See, I threw her before she was able to get her light punch out. So, I mean, if you want a meterless option, it's okay. It's just the damage is low, and obviously the corner carry is the weakest of the three I showed you. But it is worth knowing. Let me see if I can get the double roll from this, because it's +39. Yeah. +39, though, so that means you can also bait the reversal too from this. I can go double roll, and then I can block this in time. So, like I said, I prefer going crouching heavy punch straight into heavy Rhino Horn. Drive impact punish. So if someone does DI on you and you DI them back, I prefer to dash forward heavy punch. So if you hit him with heavy punch right away, you won't knock him up in the air high enough. You have to let him sit. But to auto time this easily, just dash forward and then mash heavy punch. And it'll be the perfect timing to hit them in the air. And then you want to drive rush forward, crouching medium punch. So drive impact, dash forward heavy punch, drive rush, crouching medium punch into medium scythe, medium follow up, and then medium Rhino Horn. And it gives you good Oki too. For plus 36. Good corner carry. This is the one I like to use. You can dash forward. You can go for the double roll, but you know, they can wake up and hit you with the light button. But in general, it's really good for a drive impact punish. If you want to side switch from DI, let's say you're in the corner and they try to DI you, you can do a neutral jump heavy punch into OD Rhino Horn like this, and then you can just do uppercut, and then it's a good side switch. You're plus 22, and they're like right in the corner. I like to do light uppercut though, because I want to get a dash in there and be more plus. So I can go like this, light uppercut, and then I dash forward, and then I'm plus 17, and I'm like right at them to throw them in the corner. So I prefer doing the light uppercut, but Elena's side switch is really good. Honestly, most of the time I just go for the combo because it does a lot of damage and so much corner carry that I take him to the other corner anyways, you know, so it's all good. If you block an uppercut, you can do the same standing heavy punch combo. You can drive rush forward, crouching medium punch into medium scythe, medium follow up, and you can do like light Rhino Horn or medium Rhino Horn. Medium scythe, medium kick ender, and then medium Rhino Horn. That takes them really far to the corner. There's something really weird you have to know about Elena, by the way, guys, is if you combo into her medium scythe, it will do more damage than combo into her heavy scythe because of the way that the scaling works. So let me show you like one combo that a lot of people do for a drive rush or a drive impact punish. They'll go like this, dash forward heavy punch into drive rush, crouching heavy punch, heavy scythe into heavy Rhino Horn. That does 3397. But now I'm gonna go drive rush, crouching medium punch into medium scythe, and it'll do more damage. Into medium, into the upper, and then medium Rhino Horn. See, this 3460. It does more. So just, and this is the same applies for corner combos as well. You wanna, in general, always go into the medium scythe, and you get Oki on top of that. Yeah, that's true. Okay, for corner combos, Elena gets a lot of extra damage here because most of her combos will end in Rhino Horn into her uppercut, and then she'll get the mix-ups from it. So in general, once again, from here, most of the time you don't want to go into the heavy Rhino Horn like I discussed before and going into the mix, because it's better to do the overhead mix-ups instead. So this go for damage. Like whenever you land a crouching heavy punch, go into heavy scythe here, and then you get the light Rhino Horn into the light uppercut. Because if you do the medium Rhino Horn, you won't have enough time. So any kind of combo. So you go like crouching medium punch like this, heavy spinning scythe, light Rhino Horn, light uppercut, and you'll be plus 36. If you land, I already showed if you block the dry reversal, you can go into the medium kick target combo. Really common. You go into medium scythe, forward medium kick ender, and then I like to do double light uppercut because that gives me a mix-up. It's plus 37. But you can go into the Rhino Horn uppercut if you want to make it easier. You can go medium Rhino Horn, maybe? No. Maybe, let's see. No. So you can just do the same ender. Light Rhino Horn, light uppercut. You'll hit them really high though. So I guess you can go into heavy uppercut from this if you want to. If you want to make it easier. Light Rhino Horn, heavy uppercut. You're not as plus, and you don't do as much damage, but it's just like a more simple combo if you want to just get started. For uppercut punishes, you can do some really big damage here. So from here, you can do double heavy punch, and instead of doing drive rush, crouching medium punch like you do mid-screen, like here you go crouching medium punch, like this. In the corner, you can do dry rush, crouching heavy punch instead. So you go like this, crouching heavy punch. Now remember, when you do the spinning scythe, you want to do the medium version because it does more damage. And then you also saw here from this situation, dry rush, crouching heavy punch, and I do the double uppercut. You'll see on plus 36. Actually, I can get plus 37 though, I'm pretty sure. I'll try this again. Let me hit him really high up. Oh, it's still 36? Huh. Maybe I'm not doing this fast enough. Let's see. Oh, it is 36. Okay. Well, that's the crouch and light kick mix up. But yeah, that's some really juicy damage. If you want to cash out and do a little more, you could do another dry rush crouching heavy punch like this. Like you go like this and you go like this. And you just keep doing it. And that's one way you can, you know, get into your level 3, for example. If you just want like a little bit more. And you can go into medium Rhino Horn into our level 3. If you want to like really punish them. Plus 39 means you can double roll Oki. That's right, Han. Double roll, yeah. And still block the uppercut. The maximum punish that I know off the top of my head is you use heavy spinning scythe. So you'll do something like this. Heavy spinning scythe into forward light kick, like that. And then you can dry rush forward into crouching light punch. This is a long combo, but... And then you cancel that into dry rush heavy punch times 2. And then you dry rush that into crouching heavy punch. And then you end it. So I'll show you what that looks like. This is for like if they whiff a super, like a super right in front of your face. Or if you know they're gonna uppercut, like, because you do a raw heavy spinning scythe, which is really slow, right? Like, you gotta be on point and ready to do this. But this is what the combo looks like. It's a lot of damage. This is the maximum damage I know of. You could cancel crouching heavy punch one more time if you have like a full, you know, dream combo, Twitter combo, full meter. I'll show you with CA what it looks like. And you just cancel it one more time. You kind of have to wait a little bit. Otherwise, she'll hit that crouching heavy punch too, like, high up. But yeah, this should be maximum damage. There we go. 65, 69. That's quite a chunk. There'll be situations where you stun your opponent. You'll hit them with the DI, right? And they'll be stunned. Then you want to do crouching heavy punch. Sorry, jumping heavy punch, crouching heavy punch into OD roll. Into the light kick follow-up like this. And then it's like kind of the same thing. You do you can do dry rush, crouching light punch. Into the medium scythe. Remember, medium scythe does more damage. And then uppercut. And then you'll get the mix-up from this. And once again, the mix-ups I was showing you before, if you happen to land this and you hit him in the corner, instead of going the OD Rhino Horn like you usually do into the uppercut, you can do dry rush jab. So you go like this. Whenever you blow them up with this. Dry rush jab, medium scythe, medium ender, and then you get the full combo. Plus 36. Yeah, if you hit him with drive impact, do double heavy punch. Into, once again, crouching medium punch, medium spinning scythe. Or actually you can go crouching heavy punch. There we go. Crouching heavy punch, yeah. That would be like the... Whether that you hit them from wall splatter, they blocked and got hit. The heavy punch is going to knock them up in the air, so it's perfect. Yeah, or you go medium Rhino Horn into level 3 if you want to cash out. So yeah, that's pretty much the essential combos that I used. And once again, we already have a combo guide, so if you want to see all of Elena's combos, check out the combo guide to give you ideas. Okay, finally, let's talk about how to play Elena, her general game plan. So I guess I'll start at different ranges of the screen. I'll explain the objective with her. In general, with Elena, I think your objective with her is to stand at the tip of her forward heavy punch. It's generally the best place to be for Elena because all the characters don't really have good buttons to deal with Elena at this range, and you have this button to bully them, right? So like, you'll bully them with this. They can't fight back on this. And if they try to walk back on you to get out of the way, then you can slide and hit them. And then while you're poking them, you have other ways to like take chip off them. So if you're full screen away, most of the times because somebody is zoning you. So Elena's anti-zoning options aren't the best, but she has some. So if someone is throwing fireballs at you, you can use your roll to go through it. Just keep in mind that it takes a while for your roll to get the projectile invincibility. So when you do your roll, it says it starts up in 10. So you have to do your roll quite early if they're throwing it from full screen. But as soon as you get that projectile invincibility, as long as you keep hitting roll, you're fully projectile invincible this entire time. So like if you see someone throwing a fireball from full screen, you know, you can attack them with something. That or into the overhead. But in general, I would just perfect parry or parry and just walk forward and get close. Get close to this magic range. At this range, if someone is throwing fireballs at you, you're at the range now where the roll you cannot do on reaction. Even if you do the OD version, you will not be able to do this on reaction for most fireballs. You have to guess that they're gonna throw the fireball, and then you want to do your medium ender. The thing is like you have to remember that when you're doing your roll with Elena and you press a follow-up, it's going to end your projectile invincibility immediately. So if you're like rolling through a fireball and then you press your button, you're gonna get hit. You see how I got hit there? Like instantly. Rather than just rolling and going through it, right? See? Like you'll just roll through it. So the medium ender is like the go-to, and that keeps the projectile invincibility. So you have to know, like, Elena's roll has 3 different ranges: light, medium, and heavy. So you have to kind of get a feel for like how far you need to roll to hit them. Like if you're at this distance, I'm doing like heavy roll. If I do light roll here, see, I'll just whiff, you know? Heavy ender is too slow. Well, if you do, you can do the heavy ender, but once again, if the projectile is over you, you're gonna lose your invincibility immediately. You know what I'm saying? The cool thing about her overhead though is it goes over the fireball like that. It goes over fireballs. But then you have to do a very hard read. Like you'd have to do it so early before they even throw the fireball. So it's kind of hard to do in a realistic scenario. But I mean, you get a punish counter. That means you could get a, you know, a target combo from this, which is good. You get a bigger reward for it. At least this move into the forward medium kick, at least it's safe on block. But like I said, in a realistic scenario, most of the time you're guessing. Like they'll throw a bunch of fireballs at you. You guess the roll and you do the forward medium kick ender. And then you get a small punish for it. Personally, I don't use this move at all because I don't like to guess. And when you're comfortable enough, I would say for Elena to perfect parry instead. Walk forward and perfect parry. And just use the traditional way to get in around fireballs. But Elena does have one really cool thing. And that is if you're close enough to your opponent like this range and you perfect parry, you can cancel this into various moves. Like I can go into OD Rhino Horn, for example. Like this, and that's a punish. And you can do this pretty far. Like you can do this against like a Kuma fireball, whatever, and you can at least threaten something. And this will go into your level 2. Just make sure you see the punish counter message on the screen so you know that it was like a legit punish. And you can go into level 2 or you just push them to the corner. Her slide doesn't go underneath fireball, so don't do that way either. Or like I said, you can go for this. It's just you have to make a good read for it. Like you can perfect parry and then go into this move. At least the reward is nice. Like you get a nice corner carry from it. It's just that like Elena's very vulnerable during this move. Like if the opponent presses a button or drive rushes at you, you know, they're gonna hit you like accidentally when you're trying to make a read that they're throwing a fireball. So it's very committal when you're doing this. So yeah, back to, so in general, mid-screen, like I said, poking with your forward heavy kick, those are good ways to chip. Forward heavy kick, it stops them from using lows on you, right? You got your forward heavy punch. It's a little slower, but it goes further. And if they're standing a little further from you, you can go roll into her leopard snap. This is really good. Like it comes out fast, it hits so far, and it knocks them down. So you get momentum if you happen to hit them. Like you hit this thing, then you can start rolling at them, or you can dash forward, or you can drive rush at them, right? Same with the forward heavy punch. You hit them with this, drive rush, now you get a mix on them. It's really, really powerful. If they walk back on you, slide to blow them up from walking back. If they have really good buttons and it's hard to whip punish, you can sweep. you're poking with standing medium punch. Medium punch, you're seeing if they walk into it and you see it hit, then you know you can hit confirm it into dry rush cancel. If you're more of a beginner, like I said, you have your crouching medium punch to whiff punish. And you can dry rush cancel in that way as well. And then you can poke with lows too. If they're standing a little too much, or they're armored characters like Zangief and Marisa, you can hit them low to keep them honest. Because you need to threaten some low with Elena. You know, you can't just poke them all day. And don't forget about your overhead too. Her overhead's really good to just annoy the opponent with. And your back heavy kick is like your safety. So as you can see with like Elena mid-screen, all of her buttons are particularly good for specific situations. You just gotta know which situations to use them. But the ones I just mentioned are all generally the most important ones. When you have your opponent in... Oh yeah, and don't forget about the crouching medium punch pressure too. Like if you want to chip, crouching medium punch into this way is really good for chip damage. And it's safe on block. And if it happens to hit, then you get the follow-up, right? And the knockdown. So it's nice. Once again, in general with Elena, I don't recommend playing her at this range where you're really close to the opponent, because it's your 9-frame crouching medium kick versus their 7-8. You know, like this is kind of a dead zone for Elena. Her medium punch and crouching medium kick are too slow in this scenario. You're gonna get beat by their buttons, right? And your medium kick is too stubby. So you either want to play at this range here, the tip of your forward heavy punch, or you're close, right? And you're pressuring them with medium kick, but not in between. That's more of the dead zone. If you're stuck in this in between like dead zone area, like back heavy kick out of there. You know, get your space, right? Or forward heavy kick, like keep them off of you. You know, light kick. Don't get stuck there. Otherwise, you're gonna be in trouble with Elena. Trust me. When you have your opponent in the corner, Elena's corner game, you have to be really patient, because Elena does have a throw loop, but it's really tough to time. So I'll get mine to do a wake up light punch here. You have to drive rush to get it, and you have to time it perfectly. So you can practice it. I got it there, and then yeah, you just keep using dry rush. The cool thing is though, you can just do a meaty instead, like medium kick, and that will stop them from pressing a button each time. So you can get away with it. And then you pressure with your medium kick a lot when they're in the corner. So medium kick throw, medium kick shimmy, medium kick, hit them with lights to see if they're pressing buttons. And then from this point, you want to keep them locked in the corner. You can use forward heavy punch, or you can use heavy kick like this. They'll keep them trapped, and you want to wait for them to jump, right? They're going to want to jump out, because they're either going to want to jump out, or they're going to try to walk up to you and do crouching medium kick drive rush to get out. Those are like the two most common ways. Heavy kick blows up crouching medium kick, right? And this blows up most characters' normals, and it chips them down. If they jump, you can just either uppercut, you can crouching heavy punch, or if you know they're going to jump for sure, you can do your target combo to do like a lot of damage like this, and then just heavy uppercut them, right? Or you can do like Rhino Horn, and then you get your overhead mix-ups from that. Try to make sure that they don't get that drive rush cancel off. That's like your objective with Elena. If they do get it, your last resort would be what's it called? Drive reversal them. Like if you see them get away with it, you gotta push them back in. You know, you cannot let them out with Elena. So it's not like, you know, you're playing Ken, you're doing Jinrai kicks all day. You have this, you know, like we talked about mid-screen, but you don't want to get that close to them. Elena is best here. So it's one of those things where like poke them, kind of see what they do. Are they patient? If they're patient, then keep poking them, right? If they're crazy, watch for that jump and that walk-in crouching medium kick, you know? I feel like since Elena's corner carry is so good, but her corner game is not the best, you gotta make sure your corner game is on point, because that's like a weakness of hers. You gotta make sure you have this down really well, because if everyone's getting out of the corner all easily on you, you're gonna have a lot of problems with Elena, right? Especially when all of her strongest combos and mix-ups are in the corner. So you want to make sure you land that hit. Now, when you're in the corner with Elena, you're in serious trouble. Well, one thing is you have a reversal. So that's good. At least you have that. But the main ways you're going to be getting out is, like I said, most characters like to do crouching medium kick. You have crouching medium punch. So once again, this is slow and it doesn't hit low. So if they're in your dead zone, be careful using this button. You probably want to use standing light kick drive rush to get out at that point. But if they give you some space, then yeah, you can use crouching medium punch. You can try to whiff punish them or drive rush cancel. Otherwise, you're gonna have to use like a lot of light kick, back heavy kick, and waiting for your turn. You got to be very patient with Elena. You can go for the desperate jump as well. You can go for perfect parries. But the big thing about getting out of the corner with Elena is just a lot of patience. If they're like really abusing shimmies on you, like if they're going like this a lot, then you can gamble and go for the crouching minion kick target combo. Sometimes I have to do it just because they have to like respect some kind of low. But like once again, this is dangerous to use close because it's 9 frames. So Elena is just really important. Like you're basically restricted to like only like 3 buttons here, you know, your lights, your heavy kick because it blows up the lows, right? And you know, that's it. You know, you have to be very patient with her, both when you have the opponent in the corner and you're in the corner. You can try to like drive rush at them, crouching light punch too, since they're so close to you. If you see an opening, that can work too. You can go into crouching medium punch from this, like this. I've gone the corner some ways like that. Yeah, the slide is dangerous because if you use a slide from this range, it's very unsafe, right? You can only... The slide is best to use mid-screen when they're walking away from you and you can make it safe. But if you're trying to get out of the corner with it, I wouldn't do that. I would go for sweep instead. Sweep is faster. If you're going to go for unsafe, you might as well go for the sweep, right? Because it starts up in 11. One of her core circle back options is too risky. You can go like this. Yeah, you can try to frame trap them like this. I guess since it's safe, right? You just got to be really patient, man. If you happen to hit them with it, you can roll out. Most of the time I'm getting out with like light kick drive rush, or I wait for my turn, right? And then I slowly walk my way towards them to get out, or I hit them with like a heavy kick, you know? So I think that pretty much sums it up, guys. Score your knockdown with the forward heavy punch, punish counter heavy kick. You know, you land your overhead, or you whip punish with a crouching medium punch or standing medium punch. And then you corner carry them with Rhino Horn, or you can do it my way, and then you go for the mix-up, and you get the corner carry. And then you patiently bully them in the corner. Heavy kick, forward heavy punch again. Wait for them to jump, target combo, or uppercut, light uppercut. And then you can start throw looping them with the drive rush, or mix it up with medium kick, and you can shimmy, and then chip them down. And then when you're in the corner, be very patient. And again, zoning, like I said, I like to use perfect parry a lot. Don't forget about your OD Rhino Horn, or you can use the OD roll to blow them up that way. And yeah, that's pretty much the objective of Elena. She's a really unique character. Like I said, she has some weaknesses because she doesn't play with the other characters, but I would imagine that Elena will get some more buffs in the future. And if you like playing a character that's just like not like everyone else, doesn't follow that same flow chart of just crouching medium kick drive rush, or throw looping all day, or fireball drive rush, she could be really rewarding to play. If you like doing a lot of neutrals, her buttons are really good. There's just really technical, and you gotta do a lot of practice on hit confirming. That's like the big thing with the character, is like hit confirming and knowing what to do in the situation, depending on if they get hit standing or crouching or a punish counter. So I think that wraps it up. I pretty much shared everything I know about the character that I've used in ranked, and I'll continue to update this guide as I learn more with Elena in the future. And once again, don't forget we have a combo guide up in the channel already, and if I learn any more mix-ups or anything, I can add that to the channel as well. And whenever there's a new season and we play her again, I'll definitely update that too. Also, don't forget I stream every single day on Vesper Arcade on twitch.tv. So if you guys need to ask me a question, or there's something you don't understand in the video, you know, don't be shy, visit me on the stream or leave a comment on the YouTube, and I can help answer your question for you. And thanks for watching.